Okay, everybody. So we're going to get started on our print demo. First of all, you're going to find your image in Bridge, and you can put it into a new folder for your printing. So you can see over here on the left-hand side of Bridge, I have a folder that's labeled 2025-01-28 print demo. And in that, I copied my image that I wanted to print into here. Then I duplicated it. So I right click, duplicate, and that brought me this image. I renamed it. It will say copy, but I changed that to print. The reason why you want to save a new file for your print image is because we're going to flatten it. So now I'm going to double click on that photograph and it will open it in Photoshop. And you can see I have all my layers over here on the right-hand side. That's a lot of layers, and it would be annoying to be dragging and dropping your image into other documents if you have those layers floating around. So we're going to flatten that. So what we'll do is go up to Layer and hit Flatten Image. This is really important that you make a duplicate of your original Photoshop document, because once you flatten those layers, and you save it, you can't get them back. And those are your editing layers. You might have to go back in and re-edit things. So we have a different file that's flattened and we'll be able to print from this. So I'm going to just do Command S, which will save that and then get started. So first I need to make a test strip. So I'm going to create a new document. So I'm going to go up to File, New, and I'm going to change my unit measurement to inches. And I want the width to be 24 inches. That's how wide your roll of paper is. And so anytime you make a print, it's going to be 24 inches wide. I'm going to make the height 5. So basically, this is just going to print a long strip. And this is going to allow us to test our images before we print them. So what you want to do now is drag your image into your test strip. So I'm going to hold down, or first I'm going to be on this marquee tool on the top left. And then I have the mouse on my image. So I'm going to hold down and click, and then I'm going to drag my mouse up here, and I'm going to keep holding. So I haven't let go of my mouse yet until my pointer is on top of this test strip, and then I let go of the mouse and my image is here. Now it will automatically prompt you to resize it. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. If you're going to be making a test strip with multiple images on it, which when you get more advanced with printing, you probably will, we would just scale this down to fit on here nicely so that we can see it, we can look at the color and decide if we like it. If you get it to the size that is appropriate for your test strip, then you just hit enter, and you can then drag a different picture. So let's say this is a different photograph. I can do the same thing, drag it onto my test strip, and then I can make one test strip and see multiple photos on it and see how the color turns out without wasting a lot of paper. Now, right now, I'm just going to be printing one image. So I'm actually going to delete this one if it lets me. I can just delete it over here. And I'm going to make this one bigger. I'm also going to change the orientation of it. So I'm going to go up to image, image rotation. Oops, sorry, that was wrong. Um, uh, edit transform, sorry, edit transform clockwise. And then I can make this a little bit bigger. And what I can also do is fill up about half of the screen, or excuse me, half of the test strip with one side of the image. And then I can actually just duplicate my layer. So if I'm clicked on my layer over here on the right and I do Command J, then I can drag the second one over and I can move it down. If you click Command T, that will allow you to scale. So just make sure you always hit enter once you're done scaling. Um, and now I'm basically making a very small print. I'm only using about 5 inches of my paper, but I'm going to be able to see all of my image when I print it. Recording. So make sure you save your test strip also. So we're just going to go up to File, Save, and you can save that in the same folder that you created your print document in. So I'm going to go to my 2025 folder in here, and then I'm just going to call this test strip. And hit save. Um, okay, so I'm going to now show you how to make a full-size print document and then walk you through the printing steps one time. So you would go ahead and print this test strip. Um, and now let's pretend we are ready to make our print document. So we're going to go File, New. Again, change your unit measurement to inches. Your width is always going to be 24 because that is the width of your paper. And then we can change the height based on the image that you're printing. So let's just start with 20 inches for now, and we can go back and change that later to make our picture fit. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to click on my photo and drag it into my print document. And I'm just going to save this right now so I don't forget. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm just going to call this Print. So what we want to make sure that we're doing is utilizing our paper to the best of our ability. And so if I were to print like this, I'm actually wasting a ton of paper, right? You can see there's a lot of blank space and we don't want that. So now I'm probably just going to change the height of my paper so that I'm utilizing my paper space and not wasting. So what we're going to do once it finishes saving, I don't know why it's taking so long because it's a big file. Um, well, that wants us to wait. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna go up to image canvas size and I'm gonna change the height of my document. So again, I wanna change this to inches, not pixels. And I'm just gonna bring up my height to 25 to start. Now, if you want borders on your image, this is going to be a little bit of a different discussion. If you are interested in printing borderless, you want to try to fill up your space. If you want borders, what we can do is add in guides to show you what a border would look like. To do that, you want to hit Command R, and then we want to change our units of measurement from pixels to inches. So we'll go up to the settings into units and rulers and change this to inches over here. And now we can see the size of our document. So if you just click on your ruler and drag down, it will give you a guide. So we could set our borders to be 2 inches if we wanted to, and then we could fit our image within that. The other option is just to print it and then trim it later, but this is one way you could do it. And if you want to delete those, then you just slide them back where they came from. Okay, so let's say you have your print document set up and you're happy with how it looks and you're ready to print. So we're going to go up to File, Print. And there's a couple different things we need to do. First of all, we have to make sure that we have the right printer, which we do. And then we're going to go down here to the color management dialog box, and we're going to change this to Photoshop manages colors. And then we have to pick our paper. So most of you are going to be working with the Canon luster. So you can see there is a profile right here that says Canon Pro Photo Paper Pro Luster. So we're going to click on that. And then once we do that, we're going to go into the print settings and do a little bit more. Now you might see your dialog box come up like this. You can expand it so you can see everything better. First, we're going to change paper size. So right now it's set to US letter. And if you notice, our preview right here doesn't look right. Like you can't see the whole picture. So we're going to change this and we're going to do manage custom size. So first you click on this little plus and we're going to change this to print and it's 24 by 25. And then I'm going to go in here and change my size. So again, the width is always 24, the height is 25, and the rest of these can be set to 0 because we're defining our own borders. Now, if you were doing your test strip, you would simply make another size and call it test strip. And then again, width is 24. Your height would be 5 because that's the size of your test strip. And then you'd hit OK. But we're doing a print, so we're going to go back to 24 by 25. Then you need to go under printer options and go to quality and media. And we have to change our paper again. So right now it says plain paper. We want to go under photo papers and click on the Canon luster. We should be on roll paper auto, print quality standard, hit OK. So in this menu, you have to change the size of your paper, and then you also have to do the quality and media, and then hit save. It's going to yell at you because you've changed the margins, but that's okay. You can just hit OK. And now you can see this looks like our Photoshop document. So once you get to that point, then you can just go ahead and hit print.